Welcome to the War Zone. We're going to check out Young Wicked's Vengeance on Magic Ninja Entertainment right after the intro. What is up, everyone? I'm Trey Baird. It's Magic Ninja Monday, and today we are going to take a good hard look at Vengeance by Young Wicked, his debut EP on Magic Ninja Entertainment. Now this album, this EP I should say, actually came out when they announced Young Wicked on the label, which was, I believe, New Year's Eve of 2016. You know, they had this CD ready to go at the merch booth, and they had it online on Twisted Shop, you know, immediately following the announcement. It might have even been at midnight. You know, it was something like that. It was, you know, right on January 1st or December 31st, and a bit controversial because Young Wicked had just left Psychopathic Records, and it had been speculated that he had signed with Magic Ninja Entertainment, but they kept it top secret, and they even managed to put this CD out, you know, record it, put it out without it, you know, official word ever coming out. Although, you know, everyone pretty much knew that, you know, he had gone over there. It wasn't a big secret, because that picture leaked. Well, it didn't leak. It was posted to Facebook and to social media by Twisted and Young Wicked. You know, it was them posing together with M&E merchandise, M&E swag. And it had all been confirmed that he was going over there, but this EP was what really solidified everything, and he came out swinging. This EP contains numerous shots at ICP and Psychopathic Records, and all but calls him out by name. So, as we always do, let's take a good look at the graphic design, the artwork. Lots of blues, lots of dark colors. I think it's pretty cool looking. Open it up. You got the Young Wicked logo, and you got the... Actually, yeah, this is... I never noticed. Seems to be... No, it's not identical, but they're very similar. I can even, you know, pull it out real quick and show that they are indeed not the same, they're just very similar. So, you know, you got the Young Wicked logo on the CD, you remove that, you got the Magic Ninja logo behind it. I always think that's really, really cool when they do that. That's like one of their trademarks, is to have the Magic Ninja logo behind the CD. Then you open it up and you got some liner notes with the advertisement for Young Wicked's upcoming album, Return of the Prodigal Son, later that year. And that's the cool thing about Magic Ninja, is you can actually believe these release dates when you see them. Not like in the past where you always had to take that kind of thing with a grain of salt. And sometimes it would be true, and sometimes it wouldn't be true. Yeah, here it is. Return of the Prodigal Son, which is also a great album. Spoiler alert, I think Return of the Prodigal Son is a little bit better than Vengeance, but we'll get into that in a minute. I think, if I remember correctly, the Return of the Prodigal Son did receive a slight delay, but it was because the higher powers at Magic Ninja ended up really liking the album, and they wanted to put more promotion behind it. You know, they probably shot an extra music video or something, because Return of the Prodigal Son got a pretty decent number of music videos. I mean, I have time to stray a little bit from subject. We are reviewing an EP today with 6 tracks, 5 if you want to be technical. So yeah, 1, 2, I guess I guess it got 3 music videos, which is more than some albums get nowadays on Magic Ninja. Vengeance actually didn't get any. I think, really, I think almost any of these tracks would make a good music video. Alright, so the way we do it on this channel, on this show, we do a 1 through 10 rating for each individual track, and then we do a 1 through 10 rating for the album as a whole. And it's not necessarily an average. The sum of its parts can be better than the sum of its parts, or it can fall weak compared to the sum of its parts. Like, maybe it has really good standout tracks, but as a whole it doesn't flow like an album. Or maybe it flows really good as an album, but doesn't have any standout tracks, etc., etc. So let's get right into it. Vendetta. All of Young Wicked and A&B's intros are kind of abstract. They're just there. They kind of set the tone, and they don't do much more than that. It's kind of hard to rate any intros, but their intros are especially hard. There is one exception, and that's their newest album, Muerte, and I love that intro. It's one of my favorite album intros of all time. This one, less so. I mean, it's okay, but it's not that great. It does set the tone of the album, though, the EP, so, you know, thumbs up. Not going to give it a number rating. Vengeance. So, like I said, he comes out swinging on this EP, and he lets it known that, you know, he's quite salty about the way things went down at Psychopathic. And, you know, the point of this entire project is they say success is the best form of revenge, and he's going to get his revenge. He's going to be highly successful, and he's going to make them regret the way that they treated him on Psychopathic. As far as, you know, taking sides or whatever, I mean, you know, both sides are at fault in this whole ICP versus Young Wicked fiasco. It's hard for me to 100% take either side, but I do feel that ICP has held down a lot of people in a similar fashion to him, and I can't defend Young Wicked. Like, if you don't know the story, it's a very long, drawn-out bullshit story, but the gist of it is, you know, ICP, you know, Violent J is one of the guys in ICP, and his brother, Jump Steady, is a big deal behind the scenes at Psychopathic. And Young Wicked actually entered a relationship with Jump Steady's daughter in secret and got her pregnant, and they have a daughter together. So, like I said, I can't really defend that, but on the other hand, you know, her daughter is like well into adult years. You know, she's not even a teenager. I want to say she was 22 or something when it happened, but regardless, even if she was only 18, that's still, you know, plenty old enough for her to make her own decisions. You know, this wasn't a pedophile thing. This wasn't a statutory rape thing. This was consensual between two adults. And that's kind of where it should have stopped, where it should have ended right there. You know, Young Wicked does not need, this was in the year 2016, he does not need permission from anyone to date a girl. He does not need any of the men's permission to do it or blessing. And if you don't know me, I'm very much anti-social justice warrior. I'm anti-third wave feminism. I specify third wave feminism because I consider third wave feminism to be hate speech. I'm all about, you know, women being treated right, and I'm anti-patriarchy, but because I'm anti-social justice warriors and anti-third wave feminism, I don't use the word patriarchy very often. I think it's overused, and I think it's just a buzzword. But what the situation that they have at Psychopathic is very much a patriarchy. You know, they think that because they're men or whatever, they can control, the sexual lives of the women in their lives, and that's bullshit. It's completely upside down, and in this day and age, Young Wicked should not have needed their permission or their blessing to date Samantha Bruce. And you might say, well, the thing is, he lied about it. Well, I mean, this is a situation that you have. I mean, was it cowardly and lacking in integrity to lie about it and be dishonest? Yeah, absolutely, and I can't defend that, but it's the situation that he was in. Psychopathic was very upside down, corrupt, and backwards for so long, and they were the top dog. They were the only dog in this genre until Magic Ninja got their feet on the ground. So they're used to getting their way, and I think in a nutshell, that's what their problem is in this whole ordeal, this whole split. They're no longer getting their way. People are no longer treating them like they're the good fellas or the Godfather or whatever, and it's getting them on a really deep level. And I think at the heart of it, that's what the whole Young Wicked problem is. It's not that he fathered a child with Samantha, it's because he stepped out of his place, his quote-unquote place. But here's the thing, it happened, life went on, Young Wicked is going on to doing bigger and better things, and ICP is on a downward spiral. Now, I don't wish bad on those guys. I hope they recover, get their act together, and do better. I really do. I don't want Psychopathic to go out of business, but that's the direction they're going in. Fearless Fred Fury came out earlier this year. It's their big Joker's card, of the season. It's the fourth Joker's card of the second deck, and that's where they put the bulk of their time and effort and money into, is the Joker's cards, and they fumbled this release so bad. They made so many mistakes. If that's them firing on all cylinders, then they're in trouble. I'm about done talking about Psychopathic, for the most part. I mean, it's kind of hard not to talk about them when you're talking about Vengeance, but whatever. So, Vengeance, the track. Yeah, getting back on track. No pun intended. It's pretty good. I like it. It's angry. It's catchy. I like pretty much everything about it. I find myself singing it from time to time because it's just a damn good track. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. Then it goes straight into Bloodbath featuring Twisted, and it hits just as hard, just as angry. It's almost like Vengeance Part 2. And here we're being told that Twisted is like 100% behind Young Wicked in this whole ordeal. He has their support, and Twisted is just as angry as he is, apparently. And that's what you walk away from this track feeling. And it's a good track. I don't think it's quite as good as Vengeance, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Next up is Scars, and this is where the album kind of gets a little bit more fictional, if you will, because it's obviously inspired by the events that led to his departure. It's like it sounds like he started off writing about that, but then decided to do another revision and make it less about that and make it more about a fictional story aimed at like a former lover or some kind of girl. I don't know. It's a good track though. I like it. I'm gonna say it's a 7 out of 10. Solo Ride is it's so depressing and sad. Really, the whole album, the whole EP is depressing and sad. This is not feel-good music, which it's kind of funny that this is like the prelude to his full-length album, The Return of the Prodigal Son, which is very positive, because this EP is not positive at all. It's quite negative. But Solo Ride, I love this track. It's so good. If you can get past how sad and depressing it is, it's really heartfelt. I can feel the pain in his lyrics. I can feel the emotion. And the lyrics just resonate with me. It's that cigarette smoke on a cold night. I know exactly where he's coming from with that. Just the loneliness and the despair. And just trying to find a break from that. And I'm wondering what exactly he means by being on a solo ride, because this song is on an EP which was released on Magic Ninja, which meant he's no longer solo. He has a team again. He's part of a crew. So I almost wonder if he wrote this and recorded it between the two labels, like when he was off Psychopathic but before he was on Magic Ninja, possibly as a coping mechanism, because sometimes artists, they go through some hard times and they record music to kind of get through it. It's therapeutic. So I give Solo Ride a 9 out of 10, but you got to give it a chance. You may not like it at first. Last up, we have Let It Go with Bones Dub. So it's basically an A and B track. And this one's kind of weird. I don't really feel like it, really fits musically, it fits the project. Lyrically, less so. But I get the feeling that on tracks like this and on tracks like Vibe off of Muerte, that A&B is basically talking about letting go of the past. Letting go of the connection they have to their former label, to their former friendships, to their what could possibly be a former fan base. It's time to gracefully march forward and just leave the past behind them. And that's what I take away from Let It Go with Bones Dub. It's what I take away from Vibe, and it's what I take away from other tracks like this that they've done since signing with Magic Ninja Entertainment. It's, as far as closing tracks go, I don't think it's a great one. I think it's one of their weaker ones, but I think getting this EP when we got it was awesome, because it just came out of nowhere, and me and everyone else who likes Young Wicked and A&B would have been happy with a single. Instead, we got a full EP out of it, and there's not much to complain about there. But I gotta be objective here, so I'm going to say Let It Go is a 6 out of 10 for making it in my opinion, the weakest track on the album. So that's all of the tracks. Where do I rate the EP as a whole? So, like I said, the whole thing will kind of leave you feeling depressed and sad. It hits hard in several places, but like I said, this is not feel-good music. This is angry, this is depressed music, this is sadness, and it's very clear, the type of mind state he was in when he was creating this. It doesn't sound like he's proud of the way things went down and happy with the way things went down, and was kind of trying to make the best of a bad situation. And I feel that he's better off on Magic Ninja Entertainment for almost every reason. Now, Psychopathic was able to do things like put him in the Killjoy Club, and he was in the Killjoy Club. He was not a backup singer. Them saying that he wasn't Killjoy Club is just revisionist thinking. He was obviously meant to be a part. That would be like imagine if Blaze had left Psychopathic in 2004 or whatever, when all of that went down. Because Blaze was gonna leave. He was gonna retire and leave. Now imagine if Blaze actually did that, and then ICP came out and said Blaze was never a member of Dark Lotus. That's just ridiculous, right? Well, that's the same thing as saying Young Wicked was never a member of Killjoy Club, because he obviously was. He's all over Killjoy Club. Just because he's not on the cover doesn't mean he's not a member. Because that's about the only real evidence you can point to, is that, he doesn't have compared to Mafia 6 and ICP, he doesn't have the marketability. But that's the only reason he's not on the cover and he's not listed in the roster when they're calling it off. He's supposed to be like the up-and-comer, the new generation, to complement the older generation. Regardless, though. Final rating for Vengeance. See, this is really difficult for me because I love this EP, but it also depresses me. It also makes me sad. And I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10. 6 is way too low. 7.5. And with that, this review is a wrap. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check back every day for brand new content. That's right, I said every day. That's how we're doing it this year. Peace out.